First at 4, Lions quarterback Matthew Stafford talks about his wife's recovery from brain surgery and what she's been telling him to do. Also, a new petition that could change abortion laws in Michigan, and supporters say they have a much bigger target in mind. Ben.
Karen, not a lot of sun, just a teensy amount of warmth today. We'll make up for it in the next few days as the holiday weekend approaches. Paula?
Well, the water is indeed lapping the shores of Harson's Island, but the biggest heavy lifting has been shoring up accurate information about potential flooding. We're going to clear up some misunderstandings in a live report. These stories and more are happening right now on Local 4, First at 4.
Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News First at 4 starts now.
Good afternoon, I'm Karen Drew. First at 4, Lions quarterback Matthew Stafford is starting to shift his focus back to football. And that's a good thing, according to his wife, Kelly, as she recovers from brain surgery. The quarterback spoke to reporters for the first time about her recovery and her message to him.
She's doing a heck of a job. It's a lot to go through for anybody, especially a mother of 3 and a wife to somebody that's got a high-profile job like myself. She's tough. She was telling me to get the heck out of the house and go to take care of what I need to take care of. And obviously,
and that was Matthew Stafford. Stafford also took the time out to thank everyone for all the support and well wishes for his family. New at 5, you'll hear more from Stafford about how this experience has changed his perspective on life. The city of Detroit is on its way to getting its first new auto plant in nearly 30 years. Today, the Detroit City Council voted 6-3 in favor of approving more than $50 million incentive package for a Fiat Chrysler project on Detroit's east side. Now, this paves the way for FCA to invest $2.5 billion in the Jefferson North and Mack Avenue plants. The deal is expected to bring in nearly 5,000 jobs. It was an emotional day in court at the sentencing of a man who pleaded guilty to a deadly hit and run that killed a retired Sterling Heights police sergeant. Jimmy Perowich will spend the next 3.5 to 15 years in prison for the death of 50-year-old Daryl Brown. Last year, Brown was crossing at Jefferson and Beaubien in downtown Detroit when he was hit and killed. Perowich pled guilty to driving drunk and hitting Brown. Today, both he and Brown's wife spoke out.
We were together for 21 years. I will never feel the beauty of being able to grow old together. My happily ever after has been taken away from me.
I am both ashamed and disgusted that my irresponsible choices took away such a special life from those who love me dearly.
As the judge handed down the sentence, she told Perowich to do something positive with his life that would honor Brown. The abortion battle in Michigan is about to take another turn, with one group launching a direct challenge to Roe versus Wade. The Michigan Heartbeat Coalition has submitted a petition to protect unborn babies with beating hearts. And the president of that group says the petition is, quote, designed to be the arrow in the heart of Roe versus Wade. This move comes after Governor Whitmer promised to veto bills that would ban an abortion procedure in the second trimester. Meantime, abortion rights activists are holding a series of protests all around the country. Stop the Ban rallies are happening outside courthouses, state capitals, and town squares. This video is from Washington, D.C. A local rally is scheduled in Ann Arbor. It will be held on the Diag on the University of Michigan campus at 5:30 tonight. We'll check in on what's happening there tonight at 6. Once again, an empty chair was the center of attention at a hearing of the House Judiciary Committee in Washington this morning. Democrats say the Trump White House is stonewalling. Republicans call it political theater. Devin Scillian is in the newsroom to tell us who was supposed to be in the chair and why his absence was such a big deal. Devin.
Yeah, Karen, former White House counsel Don McGahn was not just invited to testify today. The committee, with Democrats in the majority, issued a subpoena for him to appear. And when McGahn did not show up, there was strong talk, not just about McGahn, but also about President Trump. McGahn gave extensive testimony before Special Counsel Robert Mueller's investigation of Russian meddling in the 2016 elections. Democrats believe McGahn could give the committee testimony supporting claims that the president acted to obstruct justice. But the White House ordered him not to comply with the subpoena, citing executive privilege. It's a battle for information that is playing out right now on several fronts.
We will not allow the president to prevent the American people from hearing from this witness. We will not allow the president to block congressional subpoenas, putting himself and his allies above the law.
Don't be fooled. Majority wants the fight. They want the drama. He does not actually want the information he claims to be seeking. After the administration made volumes of information available to this committee, the chairman issued overbroad subpoenas and now harangues the administration for being unable to comply with those subpoenas.
You may recall Attorney General William Barr also refused to testify before that committee. We're hearing some Democrats now feel impeachment proceedings will be the only way to compel members of the Trump administration to testify. So far, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi has been reluctant to take that step. Obviously, much more to come, Karen. Back to you.
All right. Thank you, Devin. It has been a desperate few days for the nation's midsection with flood rescues, tornadoes, and more watches and warnings today. Flash flooding isolated communities in Oklahoma yesterday with rescue crews busy throughout the day taking families to safety. Other parts of Oklahoma are cleaning up after tornadoes just tore apart homes. No serious injuries were reported.
I said, "What did you say?" And she said, "Our house is gone." Our son called us and told us to get the heck out of there. You can always replace stuff like that, but a life you can't replace.
That powerful storm system continues to move north, expected to hit areas of Missouri, including St. Louis tonight. So we should bring in Ben Bailey now because we should take a look at our local forecast. So where are things headed?
Yeah, there's a tornado watch out for that area, Karen, and we have got at least some very calm conditions, not necessarily warm by any stretch, although we are in the 60s, which is better than we could say yesterday. 61 in Detroit as you look at the city from Belle Isle, 62 in the west zone there in Howell, and one of the cool spots is Monroe, where the cloud cover has been a little bit thicker. So tonight, temperatures cooling to the mid-50s by midnight tonight. It will be a cool, but not quite as chilly as what we woke up to this morning. And say hello and goodbye to our first named tropical storm of the season. We'll talk more about Andrea before she's gone in just a couple of minutes. Karen?
All right, thank you, Ben. Residents over on Harson's Island are keeping a watchful eye on high water levels. Today, their anxiety increased after an email started making the rounds pointing out the risk of flooding and possible evacuations in the future. Paula Tutman is on the island this afternoon where plenty of people are preparing for the worst. So, Paula, where do things stand?
Well, take a look for yourself. The water just shouldn't be this high this time of year. This is serious. It's a serious situation. It needs to be taken seriously. But I want you to think about that game you played as a child, I've Got a Secret, where you tell somebody and they tell somebody and they tell somebody, and by the time it gets to the end, that message is different. That's kind of how I think the messaging here has gotten twisted.
Hey, John. I'm trying to see if we can get some more sand over on the island.
The hard work is already underway on Harson's Island, 185,000 sandbags and counting, as residents literally shore up their shoreline against high water.
I got 100 foot of canal frontage over on the other end of the island, and I'm looking at having to protect 18 inches. They're saying 8-inch rise from where it's at, and then with a storm swell, it could be another 6 inches.
So where's the water usually this time of year?
Last year we were a foot below this.
Okay.
And last year we thought
those pylons. So last year you could see those pylons.
Yeah, and last year we thought we had high water.
But the heaviest lifting, according to Clay Township Supervisor Artie Bryson, is stopping the flood of misinformation due to misinterpretation of existing real information. A communique sent to island residents this morning that explained the high possibility of 8 inches of water washing over the banks.
The 10:15 a.m. was the time the information was conveyed to the emergency service manager.
Well, he said within the next 2 weeks it's going to be like a wall of water. And people were reading that as if it was going to be an 8-inch rise at 10:30 this morning. It won't be a wall of water, but it will increase, the level could increase in hours, not days.
Had nothing to do with what's happening today.
Nothing to do with it. Nothing.
Yes, the water is at an historic high. Yes, 8 additional inches of water could mean catastrophic island-wide flooding, but it's not immediate. We're talking about 8 inches by July, barring any significant wind or weather event. There won't be a sudden tsunami, and if the water does rise, it'll do so in hours. Time enough to get people off the island.
What would force us to evacuate if we had water over the road to the point where we couldn't get vehicles through, where we'd have a hard time getting emergency services through?
Okay, so even that possibility is a ways away. What Mother Nature is going to do is a wash, but humans can certainly do their part. It's a holiday weekend. There are going to be lots of boats on these waters, and if boaters just pay attention to the rules of the wake and have gentle wake, then they won't keep degrading these shores and making things worse than they already are. Karen?
All right, some good advice for those boaters. Thank you, Paula.